Mathematics is the language with which God has written the universe. The book of nature is written in the language of mathematics. Mathematics is the key and door to the sciences. We cannot teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves. To understand the universe, you must understand the language in which it's written, the language of mathematics. I've loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. I've never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. Measure what is measurable, and make measurable what is not so. I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with sense, reason, and intellect has intended us to forego their use. If I were again beginning my studies, I would follow the advice of Plato and start with mathematics. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them. The universe is a grand book which cannot be read until one first learns to comprehend the language and become familiar with the characters in which it is composed. It is written in the language of mathematics. The Bible shows the way to go to heaven, not the way the heavens go. God is known by nature in His works and by doctrine in His revealed word. You can't teach anybody anything. Only make them realize the answers are already inside them. The sun, with all those planets revolving around it and dependent on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes, as if it had nothing else in the universe to do. In questions of science, the authority of 1,000 is not worth the humble reasoning of a single individual. By denying scientific principles, one may maintain any paradox. What has philosophy got to do with measuring anything? It's the mathematicians you have to trust, and they measure the skies like we measure a field. The Milky Way is nothing else but a mass of innumerable stars planted together in clusters. You may force me to say what you wish. You may revile me for saying what I do, but it moves. Philosophy is written in that great book which ever lies before our eyes, I mean the universe, but we cannot understand it if we do not first learn the language and grasp the symbols in which it is written. It is a beautiful and delightful sight to behold the body of the moon. Nothing occurs contrary to nature except the impossible, and that never occurs. There are those who reason well, but they are greatly outnumbered by those who reason badly. If you could see the earth illuminated when you were in a place as dark as night, it would look to you more splendid than the moon. Who would dare assert that we know all there is to be known? Nature is relentless and unchangeable, and it is indifferent as to whether its hidden reasons and actions are understandable to man or not. Science proceeds more by what it has learned to ignore than what it takes into account. Being infinitely amazed, so do I give thanks to God, who's been pleased to make me the first observer of marvelous things unrevealed to bygone ages. See now the power of truth, the same experiment which at first glance seemed to show one thing, when more carefully examined, assures us of the contrary. I, Galileo, son of the late Vincenzo Galilei, swear that I never said that the prime numbers are useless. What I said was that you cannot count lunar craters by counting 2, 3, 5, 7. Names and attributes must be accommodated to the essence of things, and not the essence to the names, since things come first and names afterwards. Scripture is a book about going to heaven. It's not a book about how the heavens go. Facts which at first seem improbable will, even on scant explanation, drop the cloak which has hidden them and stand forth in naked and simple beauty. I truly believe the book of philosophy to be that which stands perpetually open before our eyes, though since it is written in characters different from those of our alphabet, it cannot be read by everyone. My dear Kepler, What would you say of the learned here, who, replete with the pertinacity of the asp, have steadfastly refused to cast a glance through the telescope? What shall we make of this? Shall we laugh or shall we cry? It is surely harmful to souls to make it a heresy to believe what is proved. I think that in the discussion of natural problems we ought to begin not with the scriptures but with experiments and demonstrations. They who depend upon manifest observations will philosophize better than those who persist in opinions repugnant to the senses. Nothing can be taught to a man, only it's possibly to help him to discover it inside.